it was required. You see, to calculate Easter, one must track the equinox, the full moon, and the solar year. And this is not symbolic. This is actually astronomical calculations. And English monks and scholars spent generations refining these computations to maintain alignment with sacred time. English theology viewed the heavens as part of God's lawful creation. The sky was considered a clock placed above humanity to keep order on earth. And this is why medieval churches were aligned to solar events. This is why feast days followed celestial patterns. So astrology in the English Christian context was subordinate to God. It didn't oppose to him. The planets were viewed as secondary causes, not sovereign forces. And God was the prime mover. The heavens were just the instruments. This distinction is critical, especially for those who are trying to understand English theologians who did not fear astrology because it did not threaten divine authority. Instead, astrology, it reinforced divine order by demonstrating that creation followed intelligible law. For instance, we have John of Sacrobosco, whose works were taught in England, and he framed astrology as well astronomy as necessary sciences. And Thomas Aquinas himself acknowledged celestial influence on the material world while affirming human free will. And they were not considered fringe thinkers back then. These individuals clearly and literally shaped Christian doctrine as we know it. Like we had the scriptures repeatedly affirmed celestial signs without apology. You had the Star of Bethlehem, which guided the wise men, as well you had Christ's crucifixion, which was marked by darkness. Revelation describes cosmic signs preceding judgment, and these weren't metaphors divorced from the sky. They were literally cosmological events. And in England, once again, astrology was permitted, regulated, and taught as long as it did not claim to override God's will. See, judicial astrology, medical astrology, and calendar astrology were accepted. Divinatory fatalism was rejected. Once again, divinatory fatalism was rejected. And this balance allowed astrology as well as Christianity to coexist without contradiction. See, astrology served as a servant science. Theology remained sovereign. And the modern conflict arises only when astrology is stripped from its theological framework and turned into identity, entertainment, and determinism. That distortion did not exist in English Christianity, especially traditional English Christianity. So finally, to understand biblical cosmology is to understand that God governs through order. And to be able to observe that order is not rebellion, it is obedience. Peace.